Hi guys, what's up, what's down, what's sideways? James here for Chronic Fatigue Syndrome, my friend, my enemy, my constant companion, day 78. Um, what I thought I'd talk about, I've talked about perception shifts and stuff like that, but I thought I'd share something from my childhood. So, I've been sick a long time. I got CFS when I was 7, officially diagnosed when I was 8, but my health up until that age wasn't the best either. Excuse me while I engage noise cancellation device. I closed the window. So I had it for a very long time. Now my mum's a nurse, or was a nurse, and she used to get me to do a thing when I was a child, and at the time it's kind of, oh, do I have to? A bit of an inconvenience, but at the same time, like looking back on it, I can see how it's actually a really good pattern interrupt, adjusting, making a small adjustment to the your perception, to your physicality, and therefore just altering your world a little bit. Now, I'm not saying this is going to make you well. I'm not saying like this is the cure you've been looking for. It's just one of those things where you can apply it, and it can help improve things. So, what it was is getting out of your sick clothes. Mum used to call it getting out of your sick clothes. I'm not talking about like being sick on your clothes and then getting out of it, but of a morning, when you wake up, she would get me. She would make me get out of my PJs and change into a fresh pair of clothes for the day. It didn't matter whether or not I was only going to move like from my bed to the lounge or the bed to the floor, or it didn't matter what I was going to do. It was just getting me to change my clothes, and I kept up that practice for years and 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 years. And to be honest, it would only be recently where I've kind of bit slack on it sometimes. And if I'm not having a good day, I might stay in my PJs a little bit longer than I might have otherwise. But that's just me being slack. And when I realize I'm being slack, then I will, like, get changed. James, get changed. Like, do it. And and some people may say like, oh well, I can't change my clothes every day. If you're really that bad that you physically can't change your clothes every day, then okay. But if you're not physically that bad that you can change your clothes, do so. And it just provides this little pattern interrupt. And it gets you into a fresh pair of clothes, which is always feels nice. And how we dress, how we look, how we feel in our clothes has been shown to have a direct correlation to our mood. So we might still feel sick, but we can improve our mood. Like I'm having a physically, mentally bad day, but my mood doesn't necessarily have to reflect it. I could be in a lot of pain, but I could be giggling at something on TV. If I'm giggling, I'm also quite possibly in pain. It's one of my responses to pain is to laugh. Another video. So yeah, Mum used to get me to get out of my sick clothes, and there's a lot of these little pattern interrupts. There's a lot of these little shifts that we can do to help adjust and change our world viewpoint at that time. So changing to a fresh pair of clothes. For most of us, a fresh pair of clothes feels nice, especially if they're clothes that we like. If you've had chronic fatigue syndrome for a while, it's quite likely your wardrobe, the predominant section of your wardrobe, is clothes that feel nice on you, that you like wearing. Maybe you like the colors, maybe there's something written on it. There's something about it you just like wearing it. Like, it's not going to make your chronic fatigue better, but it might just improve your mood. And if your mood improves, well, then that just makes the day a little bit better. And a little bit better is so much better than not. You see, so Mum would get me to change out of my PJs, and there were days when like I was bedridden. There were days when, as a child, I wore nothing but my underwear and slept on the couch. I think for 6 weeks or so, I slept on the lounge. Like I moved between. I can't remember. I know there were times when I slept overnight on the lounge, which was a really weird thing for us, as a family. Like the only time we do that is kind of like a special sleepover or a special. It was rare, really rare. So it kind of points towards how bad I was. But I may have either just moved between my bed and the lounge. Like my travels that day would have been between bed and lounge, and toilet. You know, that was my travel. Otherwise I'd sleep, and occasionally eat. I actually can't remember food that much on those days. Can't really remember a lot about those days. I just remember lounge chair, underwear, because that was also a very not James thing to just be in one's underwear. Even as a child, you know, and to be on the lounge all day. Like I that lounge was mine, and that went for a long while. But even during that time, Mum would still get me moving, adjusting my scenery. When I started wearing clothes again, changing out from PJs to clothes for the day, it's really underrated and undervalued. I see a lot of people, and like just normal people, when they get sick or that, they want to hang out in their sick clothes, and I'll say to them, look, change your clothes. If you're not on your own and there's someone with you, you know, sun-dried clothes, like when you put them on, it's kind of like, you know, when you get into like a freshly made bed and the sheets have just come out from the sun, or they're freshly warmed, like if you're in a cold climate, you don't have sun, you know, and there's something like, you know, that feeling of like getting into a freshly made bed with clean sheets, and like, you know, that good feeling, that kind of like that, it's just like, oh, it's nice, you know. It's kind of like that. It's a miniature version of that, only like you're wearing it. So, you know, if you're getting into that shirt that you really like, because it feels nice, or it has a nice color, or it's got, you know, your favorite quote or band on it, or something like that. Same with your shorts and stuff like that. So, it's underrated, and I feel everyone should give it a go, just to see all about the enhancing one's mood, that pattern interrupt, starting to break away from like, oh, like, I had a really bad night. Well, we can start, you know, separating us from that really bad night and moving forward. Like, let's just change our clothes. We're not going to wear the same clothes as we did then. So getting out of our PJs and then improving one's mood, which can improve your day. Like I said, it's not about, you know, oh, you're not going to feel sick today, you're not going to feel any of your symptoms today, you're not going to blah, blah, blah. It's just about improving your mood, which sometimes is the only relief you're going to get. And it's such a nice relief. Like, if a normal person feels better when their mood improves, then of course it's going to make us feel better when our mood improves. You can be having a really horrible day, but not necessarily be in a bad mood, and you're like, James, that kind of like, wouldn't you be in a bad mood if you're having a really bad day? Not necessarily. I mean, I have been in a lot of pain, but my mood hasn't reflected it, and so it's that kind of that mindset of being able to move into that ideal mindset during that time. So I just wanted to share that because it is overlooked. I know it was a lesson that my mum got me into like really early. And like to give you a bit of background with my mum. So she was a nurse. She ran nursing homes. Like she was a matron of a nursing home. She ran intensive care. She worked with you know, the new, the old, the dying, the infirm. Like, so she had all of this experience, and so there was a lot of applicable information in there for like the care of a human being when they're not well, and she was able to apply that, you know, when I got ill. But the reason I want to share that with you is so it's not just for us. It's real world applicable for a normal person or a person with a chronic illness. So try it out. Let me know how you feel. You like share with me. Go ahead. Thank you for letting me share with you though today, 78. I haven't really shared that one with many people, other than like my friends when they're sick and I'm kind of nursing them. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. If you've got any questions or you'd like to introduce yourself or got any comments, do so below. I will get back to you. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and also if you celebrate it, happy Easter.